afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Power. Come on, put your hands on it. Power. Again with me this week, I have my husband, Johnny Vaughn Jr.
Hello.
We about to have a good time up in here. Who came to win some money today? Did you enjoy your lunch, everybody? We are here. Bright Star Community Outreach is putting on this initiative because we are strengthening hope and saving lives. This particular event every week is for the unemployed, those who are not working right now.
Right.
They're in between jobs right now.
Right.
Those who are underemployed, who are working a job and you know you need to be working somewhere else, but you just got to get some money in the house. We're here for you, and we're here for our seniors. Put it together for our seniors.
Yeah.
We love you so much. We really do, and we're glad that you could be here. And we got some people. I'm gonna let you talk to the people.
You gonna let me talk to them?
You go ahead and talk to
Thank
them.
you.
Talk
Listen,
to
can
them.
y'all do me a favor? If you have a phone and it's on ringer, can you please just turn it to vibrate? We don't want it going off while the guests are up. All right. If you don't know how to work your phone, raise your hand. If you don't know how to work, it's okay. It's okay. You don't know how to work it.
We're here for you.
If you raise your hand, one of the workers will help you turn your phone. Amen. Right? That's what we'll do today. All right. What's next, huh?
We want everybody, if you have not already, now we've been here for over a month, and if you have not liked our page and you've been in this house week after week, we want you to take the time right now to go to Facebook and like and share our page. If you have a YouTube page, like and share that too. And you can have your people know more about what we're doing in the community, right? That's
right.
what we want.
Can I do something? My wife calls me Petty LaBelle. So I'm a little petty. So can we make the online viewers a little jealous? Let's make them jealous by putting our hands together and making some noise. They should be here. They're not jealous right now. Come on. Come on, let's make them jealous.
Yeah.
They should be here right now.
They should be here.
Somebody turn to a camera and say, you should be here.
You
should be here. So since they're not here, we want you online to like and share, spread the word that we are on live right now. I believe in the last couple weeks, we've had over 1,500 views.
What?
Listen, y'all. 1,500 people watched you for the last 2-3 weeks. I think you ought to give yourself a hand for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you enjoy your lunch today? Can you put it together for every staff member who is working hard for you?
Yeah.
BSCO staff, raise your hands and wave them in the air like you just don't care.
There they go.
Our community appreciates you.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I got a gift card to give away today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who you gonna give it to?
So our first gift card is random. It could be anything. It could be anything.
Oh,
but today we have a birthday in the house, and I want to give our first card to Miss Retha Thomas.
Where's she?
Yeah, happy birthday, Miss Retha.
To you.
Clap your hands for Miss Retha. Woo! Yeah, so you can go in the back. Shakira is going to have your gift card ready for you. And that's all we got for now. We'll be back, though. We coming back?
We coming back.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
Listen to this next video and enjoy.
I'm excited to share with you an overview of what you'll learn as you view our videos about BSCO. Prior to the pandemic, the Urban Resilience Network pillars have focused on child and family services, mentoring, workforce development, advocacy, and trauma counseling. COVID-19 required us to shift our service delivery. Going forward, our attention is on TNT and CNC. Trauma will scale our work based on the Israeli model that has touched residents with trauma-related services. Training will harness our efforts to bring workforce development, resulting in livable wages to our community. Community conversation and collaboration will strengthen our current collaborative of 70+ community-based organizations. The focus of the collaborative is creating initiatives and mobilizing efforts to address workforce development, social determinants of health, housing, and education. In addition to these areas, the overall goal of the collaborative is to reduce the effects of trauma and violence in the greater Bronzeville community. Through the work of our collaborative, according to the University of Chicago research, our efforts have translated into a 14% reduction in robberies, a 10% drop in aggravated assaults, and a 17% drop in shootings in the specific catchment area that we serve. Your support of our work will further our outreach and allow us to serve more in the community. It is our hope that you will learn more about our ecosystem of care in our programmatic videos, and that you will partner with us as we endeavor to make meaningful change to the greater Bronzeville community and beyond.
All right, Power, y'all make some noise up in here, everybody. Now wait, I want to make sure I'm talking to the right crowd. Power, make some noise up in here, everybody. Now listen, if you have anybody, at least one, I just want to make sure, if you have any good-looking people at your table, go crazy for them right now. Let me see the folks. Y'all do better than that. Come on with it. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I'm excited about it today. My name is Pastor Chris Harris, and I get the privilege to be the founder and CEO of one of the greatest organizations in the city of Chicago. Y'all go crazy for Bright Star Community Outreach, everybody. And I need you all making sure that you love on all the staff around here. They're the ones that serve you and look out for you, and well, they be fighting for y'all. I'm just trying to tell you, they want to make sure things are comfortable and make sure. So I'm so grateful for each and every one of them. And all of you all that are watching us by way of online streaming, you are not on the scene, but you get to watch us on the screen. And I pray that you would take a moment and share this information. If you know anyone who is struggling in the area of finance, whether it be their credit, banking, information like that. How many of y'all know some folks that need some more information in banking? All right. How many of y'all know some folks who are trying to get their credit score up? How many of y'all tired of people asking you to co-sign for them? This is a good day for you to reach out to them and say, if you get this information, you can change your situation. Do me a favor, look at somebody right now and say, neighbor, information can change and better your situation. Make some noise if you agree with that, everybody. That's what you need. And it's this book I be reading sometime, and it says this. It says, the people perish for the lack of knowledge. And I am thoroughly convinced that when you come here every single week for the power session, you will leave here more informed, more inspired. But here's what I really hope, more involved. So I'm super excited about it. Today, we had to bring one of our best presenters back today because y'all don't play. Y'all say, who was that girl who came? So, you know, a few of our senior saints, they walk up and say, who is that girl, that young lady who came up in here and shared that information about banking and stuff? I want to, because listen, one of them was like, I need to get all this money from under my pillowcase. You know, and then another one, Rodney hit me with this. You know, I got a bank. It's a private bank, but I need to get it out my bank. I said, Mama, listen, we need to put that money in someplace else. She informed us, hooked us up, and she's back today. Power. Let me see how y'all act. Give it up for Miss Caprice. Miss Caprice Lindsay. How you doing, Caprice?
doing just peachy.
I love that. See, this is what they loved that last time. All this personality, and you all know Caprice. She's the business development officer over at Wintrust Bank. Now, you got to act. They're clapping for your bank. That one more time, Wintrust. Y'all give it up for Wintrust. And then behind it, it says AVP. What is AVP? I think I know, but I want you to tell us.
Assistant Vice President.
Come on with it. All right. Now hold on, Joe, a little bit more here. Now, let me just say this. This is Women's History Month. Now, I want y'all to put some respect on this title. You are the what?
Assistant Vice President.
Come on with it. Come on. Soon to be vice president and on up from there. I hope our boss ain't watching. But here's the whole point. I'm excited. You blessed us last time and you really informed us in a major way. And we have had so many people to ask questions on top of all the things that you shared last time. So you talked about banking, you talked about all those things, but today we want to kind of touch on credit scores, right? And I think it's so important. Is there anybody here that can honestly admit there was a time, or this might be a time, where you were a little bit uncomfortable or intimidated by checking your credit score? Anybody been there like me? Thank you for your honesty. I definitely have been there many times. I was like, all right, let me try it another way. There were times I ain't check it because I was like, they would be like, what's your credit score? Bad. That's not even a score. Bad is not even a score. But it is a position that your score can be in, right? And so we have to change it. And could you talk to us a little bit about the difference between a credit score and education about a credit report?
Sure. So a credit score is the actual number. It's your grade. It's how you're rated on how you pay your bills, whether you pay your bills on time, whether you're debt to income. And when I say debt to income, meaning the money that you bring in, that you're paying your bills and having a nice balance when it comes to your income and paying whatever is outstanding in your debt. The actual report part, as opposed to the numeric number, is the detailed history. So, and that's going back as far as you've had an active Social Security and you've taken out credit. Years and years of history of that. And what that says is, do you pay your bills on time? I heard a no. Nope. Do you pay them down? Do you max them out and just leave them lingering? Do you have all of your expenses that are reported to the 3 credit bureaus are on your report, and that's your detailed history of a credit report as opposed to the credit number, which is your grade?
Yeah, I think that's important that we understand that. And I'll tell you what intimidated me when I started to check my credit score so I can, first of all, know where it is, what it is, and then figure out how I can get it better. Now, the problem with many of us is we don't check our score until we need to do something, right? And that's the problem, which is why it's often more reactive than proactive, right? Our credit score. And, I always talk about these 3 fellas on Sunday. I like to call it fellas a team, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I teach about that on Sundays. But it's 3 teams that's watching me when it comes to my credit score, called credit bureaus, right? Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, right? And I got to get a report from all 3, and I found out that sometimes the score is not the same. Right? They don't always report. So if I'm trying to make sure that I'm straight on all 3, and when I go to a place, if I want to sign up for some credit, I don't know which one they're going to pull. How do I, or what are some steps I can take to keep at least a decent credit score and push to get a good or great credit score?
Okay, so there's a couple of things. The first thing I like to tell people is evaluate your income and your budget. See what you have coming in, see what you're paying out, and look at that. And take a real deep dive at what you can cut. And a real good tip on the things that you can cut is something that you can put towards your debt. Easily, all right? Oh, thank you.
So wait, don't just cut my debt. Don't just
cut your payouts or expenses. Take that money and utilize it to pay down some outstanding debt. So let's say I overspend. I could cut back on some of the money I spend in Starbucks. So I can use some of that money that I'm saving and pay down some of my credit card debt. And when you look at the credit history on the credit bureau, remember, I'm not sure, you can get a free report from the credit bureaus once a year. Take advantage of that. That was not always the case. Take advantage of that free report. Go home, do a homework assignment, and evaluate your history. And task yourself to eliminate one item at a time. It doesn't have to be instantaneously, but ask yourself, how can I tackle this item? How can I lower this credit card? How can I pay off something that's outstanding? So those are just tips. There's no 100% right way of doing it. It's just developing best practices when it comes to managing your credit.
Now, there's a big word that I don't think we say enough or use enough, because first of all, even if you don't check your credit score, if you don't do what is necessary to change and improve your credit score, it ain't going nowhere. It's not going to disappear. It's going to be right there, right? And what I found is when I finally checked my credit score, you know what broke my heart? I found out that there were people who got access to my information and applied for things in my name and actually got stuff in my name. Now, I'm not going to tell you if it was a family member or not. I'm just going to tell you it was somebody close to me who borrowed my information that was accessible to them without my permission. And I'm sitting up there like, how in the world? Come on now, listen. How in the world? I didn't say that. That's too nice. I was like, how in the H-E double hockey sticks did somebody have the audacity to use my information? And people will do that. And so that's one reason why we should make sure we check our credit score just to be sure that nobody's abusing our information. Y'all ought to clap on that now. Listen, you got to check.
Can I just add to that?
Please.
You can also freeze your credit. If you're not using it or if you're not planning to take credit out, it's free to put a temporary block on it, which kind of gives you a little bit of comfort zone for those not so friendly family members that like to take stuff that don't belong to them.
That's right.
So keep that in mind too. If you don't plan on taking out credit, just put a little block on it, and then that way anyone that tries to use your information illegally, then they'll be notified. You'll be notified.
Yeah, I do that now. I added that, and it gives you a notification. Somebody just checked your credit, or somebody just tried to use your credit, and they would say yes or no if you approve this, and it is a good tool. But lest we try to blame everything on our family and on our friends or boo or bae who you broke up with, we all need to use one big word, and I hope you always shout it out. Everybody say discipline.
Discipline.
We need to use discipline when it comes to our spending habits and make sure that we shift that. So I appreciate the information. If I'm going to apply for credit, give me a few wise tips that I can use when it comes to applying for credit.
Okay, so you talked about being prepared. It's always good to do your homework before you apply for credit. Don't just jump in. Evaluate your credit and make sure it's in good standing, that you don't have anything you can pay off that can increase your credit score. One of the things that I tell people to do is there's a thing called a 30% loan to value type of rule, which means that you should use your credit cards in order to keep a credit established, but you shouldn't max them out. Sometimes it's not even good to pay them off if you're applying for credit, but do not close them. Don't ever close them. And the 30% rule is kind of like if you have a $10,000 line of credit, don't spend more than $300 or have more than $300. I'm sorry, $3,000 outstanding. I mean, we get it. Sometimes you need that 10, but keep in mind you want to keep it down under that 30% threshold.
So, you know, a lot of times we feel like we're helping our family members or we're helping our children or helping our loved ones by co-signing for them. Can I tell you something? You'd really be helping them by sending them this information we're giving you right now, right? You all ought to be tagging people right now on this show. And those of you all who are watching us on the screen, you're not necessarily on the scene, but let me tell you something. You can actually assist somebody right now. And I'm challenging all of you all who are watching this show right now. Would you tag a few people and just tell them, hey, this is some information that can help you. This is some information that can assist you and take you to the next level. Now, a lot of our children and our loved ones, they don't necessarily have a credit history, right? So if a person does not have a credit history at all, could you inform us of what we should do when we don't even think or we know we don't even have a credit history at all?
And that's okay. Better to have no history than bad history, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about no history is that you can do things to begin to establish credit. You know you won't get approved because you don't have anything, but there's a thing called a secured credit card. And what that is you set money aside, $500, $3,000, whatever the dollar amount may be. You put that $300 gets locked up or reserved as your collateral. Yes. Because you technically don't have credit, which means that nobody's going to approve you for credit. But if you have the cash collateral, then the credit card company will pre-approve you based on that cash and that they have that money set to the side as collateral used in case you don't pay it back. Those are things that I teach, especially college kids coming right out of school, getting first jobs. Take a couple $100s and open up a secure credit card. Typically, after a year or so, you can then reapply if you've shown that you pay your credit card bill on time and haven't abused it, and then that's when the credit card companies typically reevaluate your history and say, hey, let's start giving this person some credit without the secured part attached to it.
Yeah, I appreciate this very, very much. And I'm asking our staff, Terry and Sylvia, if you all can get the list of our funders who are helping us and supporting us. I want to acknowledge them because we have some funders who have given us financial support in the area of financial literacy. Would y'all clap for all of our sponsors and our funders? Come on. And I can start calling some of those names: Northwestern Medicine, University of Chicago Medicine, the United Way of Metropolitan Chicago. Many of these folks are helping us. The Joyce Foundation, who was with us on last week, and I'm super duper grateful for these funders who are giving us support to support this power session and bringing this kind of information to bear. Now, for somebody who has experienced poor credit, I want to encourage all of you all, whether you're on the scene or watching on the screen, don't you ever give up right before you get up. Don't you do that. Don't you say, well, my credit is bad, it's going to always be bad. No, it probably will if you think that way and if you choose to do nothing. No, it is never, ever too late for you to start over. It's never, ever too late for us to push reset, right? And to get to that next level. Elbow somebody right now. Tell them, don't give up. Don't give up. Come on, elbow. Come on, look them in the eye. Point to them and say, don't you dare give up. Don't you give up. It is not too late. That's right. I'm never too late. So if I'm feeling discouraged, if I'm feeling like, I'm on the sunset of my life, ain't no sense in fixing it, how would you advise me if I was sitting at your desk, at your bank, which I do sit at your desk, at your bank. Y'all, this is my banker. All right. So Caprice, listen, she's one of the folks who help me and give me knowledge. How would you advise me?
Just what you said. Don't get discouraged. Let go, let God. I'm not saying don't do anything, but believe in the process. Believe in yourself. Believe that nobody's perfect at this, right? Some people spend decades trying to fix their credit. Then it goes back to being bad again because they've lost the job or they needed the money. They needed to bury somebody. Things happen. It's called life. Just trust the process and use people like myself and people in the community and your resources to help you. Nobody's ever too good to. I always ask for help every day. I'm always learning every day. The minute that I know everything, I'm obviously doing something wrong and I need to be doing something different. Okay. So I'm here to tell you, don't get discouraged. It is never too late to repair your credit and get your money together, period.
Yeah, that's right. Every single time that I've sat with you, Caprice, I learned something different, right? You always say, hey, did you know about this program? Did you know about that program? And I want to encourage all of you all, when you go back to your bank and when you get in front of your banker, or just take a visit and go to your bank and say, tell me what programs you all have available, right? For someone like me, I'm thinking about buying a house. I'm thinking about getting a car. I'm thinking about starting a business. So I know someone who is, and sometimes it's good for you to just sit down with your banker and just say, are there any updated opportunities that have just come about, right? And one of the things that we learned about in our conversations is about a beneficiary. And the moment you think about that, people are like, I ain't getting ready to die. Well, let me just tell you, you don't know. This is the honest truth. If COVID-19 didn't teach us anything else, it should have taught us that none of us know where death is. Right? Now, I want you to live. But I got news for you. Oh, you gonna die. And here is the question. Who's going to carry on your legacy? Who's going to receive things? But it's more than just about death, right? Tell us about what a beneficiary is and why it's important.
So a beneficiary is, and by definition, an individual that receives funds payable on death when someone passes away. In the event that you have a person that has an untimely demise and there's a deposit account that lists a beneficiary, those funds automatically go to that recipient. All they have to do is provide a death certificate to the financial institution and the money's theirs.
Yeah, and what are some of the benefits of having that kind of person added to my personal deposit account?
So I'll give you a real life situation. I'll tell this story, and my experience is from just dealing with people and real life situations. When there's an inactive account at a bank, I'm sure you all have heard of unclaimed funds with the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
After 5 years, the state wants the money. Nobody's claiming it. They want to get it. There was a woman that passed away, a customer of the bank.
Hold on. So I die, I have money in my bank account, and if I don't have a beneficiary, the state gets the money?
Yep. If somebody doesn't come and claim it, like a next of kin, yes.
All right, keep going.
So get your beneficiaries together. They're crucial. And the story that I'm going to tell you is me taking the extra initiative because the state don't need our money. We need our money.
That's right.
Our kids need our money. Our communities need our money. So a woman passed away. She had 6 figures in the bank. No beneficiary.
That's my auntie. I just thought about it. I just thought about it. That's my auntie. Okay, I'm just playing.
And it sat there for 5 years. The state of Illinois came. They knocked on the door and said, "Give us this money." I said, "No, I'm going to try to find somebody."
That's right.
I did all my due diligence. I mean, I looked up Google. Come to find out, the woman had a child. He was senior. She was pretty up there in age. She was about 70. And he lived in a house. Had no clue she had money in the bank.
Wow.
Short end of the story, I got a hold of him. I said, "Sir, all you need to do is do a small estate affidavit and bring it into the bank." He didn't know how to do that. I actually said, "Come to the bank. I will do it for you."
Wow.
We did the small estate affidavit. He got all that money, and the state didn't get it.
That's amazing. Now I tell you who can't stand you? The state.
The state.
Woo, good God Almighty. So let's do the math, y'all. Can you imagine how many people who had an untimely death, and nobody knew they had money in the bank, even now, and the state gets all of that money, right? And listen to me good. Let's do the math. Do y'all know how many people died during COVID? Let's just do the math. Let's just do the math. 10 million people at a minimum died during COVID. So let's just say 10 out of the 10 million people. Now we know these are crazy numbers I'm about to give you. Let's just say out of 10 million people, each person had $1 in the bank when they died. In 2 years, right? Because over the last, COVID is now 3 years. In 2 to 3 years, the state will get at least, not just one state, but around the country it was 10 million, will get $10 million. So let's say they all had $100. Do the math. So the state, as you look at, so imagine some of those people were millionaires. Because you'd be surprised how many, let me just say it like this, regular looking, regular living people got some money in their bank. You might be sitting at the table with somebody who got at least 100,000. You ought to look at them right now and say, let me hold something. Let me hold something.
Let me hold something.
Can I get
Let me hold something.
Let me hold something. Let me hold something. Right? Now don't assume because they ain't wearing jewelry and they ain't got lavish cars. Don't assume. Because you know what I found out? Y'all hear me good when I tell you. Most wealthy people don't look like they wealthy. They drive a regular car, a car that take unleaded gas. They wear a nice jean outfit with a polo shirt. They wear watch this. They wear jogging pants with a black sweatshirt with a white Sox hat. See, he's sitting right there in the middle. Bruh King. That's Bruh King. And I need you to understand that you never know who has it. And this kind of information is so very important. So how many of y'all need to do some work with your beneficiaries? Thank you for your honesty. All right. So please, can they see you, Caprice?
Yeah. I had a couple of people coming to the bank last time.
I love it.
Power, y'all, is something else.
Thank you for listening.
Now let me tell you how we show power, give power, and how we use our power. When you go into that bank and give this amazing African-American assistant vice president your business. That's how we show power and let folks in the Wintrust system know that we support our own, especially African-American sisters. Y'all ought to make some noise for this AVP. And like I said, I want to take a moment and I want to thank, and I hope y'all will clap for Blue Cross Blue Shield, who gave us money to do this kind of stuff. Come on, y'all. The United Way of Metropolitan Chicago. Northwestern Medicine. Y'all, come on. It is because of them that we're able to bring this kind of information, not just to those of you all who are on the scene, but to weekly now. Bishop Vaughn talked about it earlier. More than 1,500 people are watching weekly on the screen. Y'all clap it up for our audience. That's our viewing audience. And this is what it's all about. I'm going to say one more thing. I want you to help me with this. One of the other benefits of having a beneficiary is after I pass away, it keeps my family from fighting over stuff.
Sure.
Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I got plenty of stories about that too, but we don't have that kind of time. So when we assign a beneficiary, you're basically telling your family what you want done with your money, so there is no fight, right? You want to think about really seriously who should get the money, who should be responsibly sound to have the money, and keep doing the same thing to keep that generational wealth going. And then you want to communicate to the beneficiary that you're doing that those are your wishes, and that it's clear. Because another thing, when you don't assign a beneficiary and you've got multiple children, it's the problem. And that small estate affidavit they come to fill out and bring to the bank, nobody has 100% ownership. The siblings should have split ownership. And it's an issue. I've seen it many of times. It's so much easier, and I think it's so much more of a peaceful transition to know that you're leaving your financial situation in order and to responsible family members to keep that thing going.
It's interesting because, as a pastor, as a faith leader, people don't just go to court. They don't just go to the lawyers. They come to the pastor and say, my family is fighting. And a lot of times it doesn't, the parents, those who want to leave or need a beneficiary, it's not always that this becomes a problem after they die. A lot of times that person don't know who to give it to or leave it to while they're trying to plan, right? And a lot of times, let me just say this to all of us, if you don't want your children fighting, you be responsible. You set up a plan before you die. And guess what? They don't even have to know. You can put it in a will and leave it in the hands of somebody that you trust, or at the bank. Can't I tell you, hey, if in the situation where it's my untimely demise, can't I tell you who I want you to contact on my behalf? Absolutely. How does that work?
So some banks will do, I do that. So I have some of my clients that have given me lists and contact information of their beneficiaries because they haven't necessarily been okay with telling them that they're beneficiaries just yet. But if you don't tell them, or if you have not worked out with the bank to communicate, then they won't know. So you have to tell them ahead of time that they are going to be beneficiary recipients. You can also leave your money to an institution. You can leave your money to a church. You can leave your money
Glory
to
God.
a...
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it. I'm sorry. I got it. I'm back. I'm sorry. Because if you can give money while you're alive, you can certainly still give when you're gone. Now listen, y'all laughing, but the truth is, that's how many of the institutions actually survive, right? And they're still here because you know what they call it in the black neighborhood? Old money. As they call it, that church got that old money. And what they mean by old money is two things. Number one, those who are older, who still understand the necessity to take care of the house of worship, the faith institution. And they also call old money, not just old people or seasoned people. Old money is also somebody who's gone, used to be a member of old, and they are still present with their present of their financial gifts. Some of them call them endowments and things like that. So you can leave it to houses of worship. What other organizations?
Nonprofits, cancer research societies, hospitals, schools. I'm big on nonprofits, especially with youth involved. They need the money.
That's right.
They really, really need the money. I mean, it's a lot of organizations that need it, but there's disparities when it comes to our children. So I think that they should be priority. They're the future.
Now listen, they taught me this, and bring me this right here. I want to tell you something. They say it's a mighty poor dog don't wag his own tail. I would like you to know that I get the privilege to lead 4 nonprofits that do amazing work in our community. Bright Star Church Chicago, go to our website. St. James Ministries Church Chicago, go to that website. Bright Star Community Outreach, because if you don't want to give it to a house of worship, you can certainly be a blessing to Bright Star Community Outreach. We do all of that violence prevention work. And what we're doing right now is Bright Star Community Outreach. And now another nonprofit, Bright Star Community Development Corporation, because we get ready to do housing in our community and do economic development. So that's where the Turn Center will sit. So I'm extremely excited about that. So it's nice that we can leave something to organizations that are doing something. That's really what it's all about. Now, so again, I'm asking all of you all, make sure that before you leave here, get Capri's card. Go spend some time and sit with her and say, I want to get this together. And don't say, oh, all I got is $1,000. Leave it to somebody, right? Other than the state. Leave it to somebody, because somebody will appreciate and use your $1,000. Because if you don't want to leave it to a cousin, leave it to a cause. You hear what I'm saying?
And I just want to add one more thing with that. With untimely demises, just from my experiences, sometimes people don't have their plans of burial in place either. So with having a beneficiary assigned, you can also leave instructions about your burial plans. If you don't, and these individuals have to go through the process of getting a small estate affidavit, that takes more time. And when you have to bury somebody, the funeral home wants their money right away. So you have to do that and set it up in advance.
Yeah. You know, hopefully in the coming weeks, I'm going to bring in our board chairman, Skip Schrayer, who has been with us for over 10 years, and he has an insurance company. And one of the things that I think in financial matters we don't talk about is insurance. Let me tell you something. How many of y'all know how much it costs for you to be buried? 10,000, 7,000, right? Sometimes 15,000. And you know how bougie y'all like to be? You better put me in a nice outfit, put me in a nice coffin. You better have me a carriage with some horses at my funeral. And that costs money. And listen, it is so expensive. And let me just say this to you. This gets a little personal. I'm not sure what happens in the white community. I don't hang there much. It's not my family members, right? But I do know what happens in the black community. When we don't have our insurance and our financial matters in place, first thing we say is, we have to be cremated. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't even like the thought of getting burned by an iron. I don't like the thought of putting my hand on the fire, on the stove. That's right. So I just don't like that. This is me personally. I don't like the idea of somebody burning up my body. I ain't saying, now you can do that, but I just don't like the idea. You know, now, I mean, of course I'm dead. I ain't gonna feel it, but just the thought. Right? Just the thought. And this ain't their segment, but it make me think about another place, what I'm rehearsing for. Okay, I ain't gonna go there. But like, now, I'm trying to stay out the fire, literally and figuratively and spiritually. That's another conversation. But I got to tell you this. Tell somebody right now, say, get your affairs in order. Clap your hands if you agree with that. Listen. And let me just do a check. If I bought some insurance professionals in the room, would that be helpful? Raise your hand. All right. So let's see if we can do that in our next power session. I'd love for Skip to come. Now listen, this is key because we're telling people to put money in the bank. Well, on the news the other day, don't run now. Stay with me now. Come on, Cletus. Listen. We got to talk about this. A bank in Silicon Valley went down. And what I notice is a pattern. When one goes down, it affects a lot of other ones. Right? And I know sometimes the government try to jump in and bail out. Now, Lord, don't you wish you can get a bailout? Well, we kind of did during COVID, but we ain't got to talk about that right now. Them PPP loans and them checks they was sending. Now listen. How can we be sure, Caprice, that our money is safe in the bank? Because for some people, it was doing good in the pillowcase, especially if you lock your door where your kids are there. Under the mattress, it's been safe, but it really ain't safe, right? So either one is taking a chance, but I would like to know, is it safer in a bank? And when I put my money in the bank, is it safe, especially in these situations?
Absolutely. Your money in under your mattress, under your pillowcase at home, if your house catches on fire, that money gone. Gone. There's no bank recovery plan to help you with your money that you keep at home. Without speaking directly on the Valley Bank issue, I'm going to talk directly to you as far as preventative measures and lessening your concerns about the banks that you work with.
That's awesome.
There is a thing called the FDIC, Federal Deposit Insured Corporation. If you work with a financial institution that is FDIC obligated or associated or whatever, your money is insured up to $250,000 per person. Period. No questions asked, no concerns. You can sleep at night. If you have more than $250,000, but let's manifest that. Everybody in here is going to have.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
All of us. There are things that you can do to ensure that those additional funds are also insured. One of which is having a beneficiary or joint owner. Every person, one individual, gets an additional $250,000 of insurance. So, for example, mom and dad have a joint account. That account is insured $500,000. Okay? Mom wants to have an account by herself, $500,000. Only half of it is insured. She wants to add a kid as beneficiary, the full thing is insured. So long as that beneficiary doesn't also have accounts at the bank. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Your money is insured. If you're concerned about it, just ask your bank, have a conversation with your bank about, is it covered? Is your deposit covered? And this is just specifically for deposit accounts. This has nothing to do with investments, all of the things on the wealth management side. That's completely different. So that's me talking to you about preventative measures.
So FDIC insurance is, I want to make sure I heard you clearly. So FDIC insurance with my money in the bank is better if I have a beneficiary?
It's better if it's insured regardless if you have $250,000 or less. If you have more than that, adding additional beneficiaries will give you the additional coverage.
That is really, first of all, listen, I'm with her on manifesting that whole $250,000, right? Everybody, if you believe people at your table going to have that, make some noise for them right now. Now that clap is nice, but it's this book I went through, and it says faith without works is dead. So now listen. Now you can't spend all your money on red bottoms and then be shocked by that red at the bottom of your bank statement in the red. Now you got to use, what was that word we talked about earlier? Discipline. And I want to throw out that one. I heard another one. Wisdom. Everybody say wisdom. I think we do have to ask ourselves, is this a good time for me to buy? Is this responsible with me spending this? Right? Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Right? Don't try to keep up with you don't have to impress. Listen, a lot of times we go into debt trying to impress people who ain't gonna like us in the first place. Right? That's ridiculous. Right? You don't have to. You look good in them old clothes. Come on now. You look just as good. You take listen, you get them old clothes out, put some Febreze on it, put that handkerchief over it, and iron it to keep it from shining. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I'm old school. She said, Mother Harrington said, put it in the dryer. Let it. I know that's right. Now we get ready to close. How can folks, Caprice, reach you? What?
So I can be reached at clindsay at hydeparkbank.net. I have plenty of my literature over at the back table. If you want to take some home, I know you won't remember that. But I am reachable actually by email 24/7. I read my email all the time. Feel free to come into the bank, meet my team, have a conversation. And go back home and have conversations at the dinner table about this stuff.
Yeah.
Talk to your children. Talk to your uncles, your aunts. Talk to your parents. Have conversations about money. Have conversations about funerals. Unfortunately, there's no avoiding it. We all got to go. But the better we prepare, the better it will end up being, okay?
I want to challenge everybody. I want to challenge everybody in the room. You know, I like to give you a challenge. I want to challenge you to have an M3 session with your family. Now, what is an M3 session? A money matters meal, all right? I want you to have a dinner, have a lunch, and just talk about money, right? Whether you have it or not, talk about money. And make sure that we share this information with the next generation, right? And I'll commit to do that, right? Especially with my children. And I'm going to have to make sure I prepare them to be, a good beneficiary. What would you tell me to tell my children, right? Some of them in the room right now, so they'll get a chance to learn that. But I want to tell my grandson, I want to tell my great-grandchildren, because I believe I'm going to live a long time. And I want to make sure. And it's this book that I be preaching and teaching out of. It says something that I really believe in. It says, a good man leaves an inheritance, watch this, to his children's children. It didn't say his children. It said to his children's children. So, of course, you'll leave something to your children, but it ought to be such an important thing till I got a grandson. His name is Sebastian. I ought to be making sure I set him up right now. A lot of times when I'm traveling around and I'm preaching, and sometimes the Lord leads me. I'll say that. The Lord leads me to sow. And when I sow into people, especially to young people, I don't just give them money. I open up a bank account in their name so that the seed that I sow, I hope that them working and their parents will water those seeds and put more money in that bank account. And here's what I tell them. Some of them don't like this, but I tell them you can't spend this money until you get in college. Because some of their parents take the money intended for the child and go out twerking, go out shopping, go out partying, and go, no, mama, this ain't for you. This is for your child and for their future. So if I want to prepare my children, what should I tell them as it relates to being a good beneficiary?
So not just preparing them for your financial situation and leaving them money, but teaching them best practices so they do the same thing.
That's awesome.
They have children of their own someday. They're going to need to have beneficiaries. Their grandchildren are going to need to have beneficiaries. Keep the conversation going repetitively so it's instilled in them. I have young kids that bank with me that have special savings accounts. It's never too early to start teaching them banking and money habits. I have one in particular kid that comes in every single week with his allowance. He has to reach up this high to grab his deposit slips, but I taught him that. Wow. You come in, you put your own money in your bank account. So he's got that habit. Every weekend on Saturdays, he comes in, and it'd be like a couple dollars, but it doesn't matter. They live in the neighborhood, they walk to the bank, and he's building that habit. It's also an account where he can't take money out. So all he's doing is stacking, keep saving, and we're going to keep having these conversations with him. When he gets of age that's responsible enough to transition into having a checking account, we'll keep the savings separate because he's already established that good saving habit. And now we're going to incorporate his spending part.
Wow.
As a teenager, 8th grader, whatever the case may be, however you think your kids are responsible, and then they have a debit card, and then they can start spending. But they've already spent the last couple years saving and come into the bank the old-fashioned way because nobody does that anymore. But he knows to do that.
Wow, that's amazing. That just inspired me. As we close, let me ask you a question. How much, like for that child, how much does that child need, or how much do you have to open that bank account?
A penny. So that's the other thing that you need to make sure you're asking your banks. You do not need to pay to have your money in the bank. You shouldn't be.
Say more.
The bank needs your money to function as a business. Okay? Now, I'm not talking about business accounts and other things that get a little bit more complex. There's fees associated with purchasing cashier's checks and the wire trans and miscellaneous things like that. But just to have a basic checking account where your money's coming in from your job or wherever you're getting your deposits from, your bank should not charge you for that. And especially a minor. You want to start encouraging them at a young age to use a bank. But you can't do that if you're saying, oh, give me a fee on top of that.
Wow. I'm inspired. I'm truly inspired. So guess what? Here's how I want to close this show. Because I'm so inspired, one of the most important we got, and I'm excited about this, on my birthday. My birthday is coming up April 1st. And Christian, in a moment, I'm going to play a video and share with you what we're going to be doing. And so, Joe, grab Christian. I want to make sure we share that. On my birthday, I'll be 49. And for my birthday on April 1st, this is not an April Fool's joke. That's when I was born, April Fool's Day. For my 49th birthday, I've partnered with a company, and I'm going to be giving out 4,900, that's 4,900 brand new free Android tablets for my birthday, for those who are eligible. And here's the beautiful part about it, is this company, Moolah Mobile, which is a black-owned, African-American-owned company. Every person who gets the tablet, they will also not only get the tablet free, it's like an iPad, it's the Android version, they also get free internet for a whole year. Wow. It's amazing. Now, some of y'all in the room are eligible. All you got to do is sign up, and we'll share that in a minute. And so I'm excited about that. I'm so excited about it, and I'm inspired by what you just said, and we're going to pass that out. That's starting our Holy Week. So April 1st, and then we have Holy Week, Palm Sunday, all the way through to Easter Sunday. So here's what I'm going to do. Every parent who brings their child to be with us on Easter Sunday, I'm going to open up a bank account for every child. Every child that is there on Easter Sunday. And we are going to, every child. And guess what? Guess whose bank we're going to open up all those accounts at? The assistant vice president at Wintrust Bank. So I'm excited about that. And we're going to open it up with $10 each.
$10 and I'm going to match your $10.
What? Power, y'all ought to be going crazy. Let me say it again. Power, y'all ought to be going crazy. So wait. So Caprice, Chris and Caprice, C&C Incorporated. So on Easter Sunday, we're going to open up a bank account for every child at your bank with $20. Y'all ought to be going crazy now. Come on. Now, this is what it's all about. And I'm proud of the information that we have learned today. I got to tell y'all, this is what it's really all about. Making sure that we bring information and inspiration to the power session. I'm asking everybody, she didn't just give us information today. She's sowing into the future. Standing ovation for Miss Caprice Lindsay at the Wintrust Bank. Y'all, come on. This is what it's all about. Y'all do better than that. Come on, come on. I'm excited to have real partners like this. And so on Easter Sunday this year, we're moving, by the way, because some of y'all, we're moving on. We've outgrown this facility, and we're going to be having Bright Stars St. James Church, who partner with us for these power sessions. We're going to be moving over to Kenwood High School. starting the first Sunday in April. And so I'm really, really excited about this. And we get ready to go to a commercial talking about those wonderful, wonderful Android tablets that we're going to be giving away. But I'm asking all of you all, if you want more information about Wintrust, if you want more information about all of these things about beneficiaries and financial literacy and open up a bank account, I will tell you, if I trust her as my banker, certainly you can trust her as your banker. One more time, give it up for Miss Caprice. Lindsay, come on, make some noise for everybody. Hey, Chicago, I'm giving away 4,900 free Android tablets. I'm Pastor Chris Harris, and I'm super excited to partner with Moolah Mobile. Listen to me good. The digital divide is still real, and many people still struggle to have access to the internet. And so we are really looking forward. On my 49th birthday, I wanted to give. And listen, on the screen, you have everybody who is eligible. My encouragement to you today, share this with everybody in the Chicagoland area. I want to make sure students have access, seniors have access, moms and dad have access. This is what it's all about. So listen, all you have to do is go and register right now. Those who are eligible, we're going to be a blessing to you. And check it out. If you sign up by March 29th, you will have yours in your hand by April the 1st. I'm excited. Celebrate my 49th birthday with me. Go to our website and share this with everybody that you can, that we're giving access to great free tablets and the internet. And there's some other great things that are happening. Go to the website, sign up today, and on April 1st, it's my 49th birthday, and we're giving away 4,900 free Android tablets. Sign up today. I want to be a blessing on my day of celebration.
Did Pastor leave yet? I was just wondering if the Lord was speaking to him about me being his beneficiary. I don't know. Because I know he got way more than $250,000 now. We got to insure that money, Pastor. Call me, all right? Let's thank God again for Blue Cross Blue Shield as one of our sponsors, United Way of Metro Chicago, and Northwestern Medicine. Are y'all happy about that free giveaway? Man, I need one of those things. I got to get eligible for one of those. You can get me one of those with your influence around here?
Hey, listen, I got to get in line just like everybody else.
All right. What's next, huh?
Okay, so are you enjoying yourself? Did you get some good information? Listen, after we play our power game, I'm going to put this basket here, and we have stickies on your table. If you have any questions that you want to ask, please put them in the basket concerning our presentation today. I'm sure you had a lot of questions. If you're online and you have questions, we have our banker in the building, and we'll make sure we get those answers for you also. Can you put your hands together for our friend, Miss Lindsay, being in the building from Wintrust Bank? Come on, if you really appreciate what you got today, let me hear it. Let her appreciate her right now. Come on. Come on, a little bit more. Thank you, Caprice. Thank you so much. Okay, you ready to play power? Y'all ready?
Everybody got your power cards out? Get your power cards out.
Get your cards out. Also, we put some other information on the table for you. We'll be around to collect that. Referral cards, because we want you to tell your friends, everybody, they're missing out. We need you to refer some people so that we can keep this going. Also, if there's some sessions that you would like to know more information about, we have those slips of paper that our staff will be around to collect also. Please, if you don't see what you would like to do, fill it in. I want to learn about sewing. I want to learn about credit. I want to learn about whatever it is. If you don't see it on the list, Put it on there.
Right. Does everybody have a power card? Not yet. All right. We're going to wait for you. We want to make sure that you get a power card before we start this game. Okay. Everybody has a pen. If you're ready to play, what is Christiana coming on?
Can you please lift your hand if you need a power bingo card, and we'll be able to assist you. We're starting in 5, 4, 3, there you go, Yana. 2, 1. Let's play power. Woo! Put your hands together for Yana.
You people trying to win some money. Eh?
Hi, Yana.
They want some money.
First word is vaccines.
Vaccines. Hey.
Vaccines. Second word is social determinants of health. Social determinants of health. Next, we have savings. Savings.
I just want to say something about our DJs up there. Joe and Christian, y'all rocking the house. Just a little bit more. Let me get it just a little bit louder. I'm feeling.
Hey.
Next word is community.
Community.
Oh.
Community. Next word is tax. Tax.
Tax.
Hey. Y'all feel that?
They too intense right now. They trying to
Next
win money.
word is finance.
Power!
Hey. Yeah.
All right,
let's
check
verify. Come on,
Let's
put your
check
hands
it.
on it. Hey. That's all of them. Come on, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Go see Shakira. She'll give you your card.
What's your name? What's your name? Raylan. Let's put our hands together for Raylan.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we have 2 questions here. If anybody has any questions for Caprice Lindsay from Wintrust Bank, we're going to put this right here for the duration. We have one more gift card to give away today. And then we're going to go offline because we have our drawing for $50, but it's just for those who came in the building. Put your hands together for yourself.
All right.
I'm sorry online, but you got to be here to win that last one.
See y'all later. All right. You want me to come up with this game?
Go ahead.
All right. I like TV, right? I watch TV. I grew
Oh,
up
my
watching
God,
TV
you
all
all
day
day.
long. Can anybody name the 6 kids in order from oldest to youngest from the Brady Bunch?
Lift your hand. You got to raise your hand.
Lift your hands.
Raise your
Hold
hand.
on. I saw a hand back there. Go over. I got her in the back right here first. Yeah, Aaron.
Right
Yep.
here with the red hair, with the bad red hair.
Yep, right here.
Come on up. And we ain't hating, we celebrating.
We celebrate. Come on.
Come on, pump it up.
From the oldest to the youngest.
Yay. Here's a story.
All right, come on. Who's the oldest to the youngest?
You got Greg, Marsha, Peter, Jan, Cindy. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Come
Yes.
on, clap it up, clap it
You
up.
can make your way to the back, Shakira. All right.
Thank you. What's your name, sis? Put your hands. Let's clap it up for Wanda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your day today? Did we make you smile? Are you being released with power? Yeah, you can change your own life with this information that you received today. Clap it up one more time.
So let's announce, let's remind people,
Uh-huh.
starting the second week of April,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not here every week. We're here every other week. Second and fourth week, all right? All right? Right.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Hold on.
Got a technicality.
Come here, Miss Pate. Wanda, don't sign nothing yet, because you missed one.
She missed the order.
Yes, you did.
Ah.
Miss Pate reminded us. Come on up, Miss Pate.
Miss Pate said she don't know.
All right, so who was the last one? Let me see that hand. See? Right here, you raised your hand first. Who
Which
was
one?
it? Who was the last one? What'd she say? Did
got
she
the
have
order
Cindy?
wrong. She
All
got
right, okay. You said in order?
I said in order. Yeah, I did say in order.
All right, so
Who's the second person
Come
had
here.
their hand up?
come here.
This
Come
young
here.
lady right here.
Come here.
Well, she know the answer now. You
Come
done
on,
told
sis.
everything.
Hold
All right, I
on.
got a different question for you then. I got a different question. Different question. What was the name of the housekeeper?
Alice.
All right, you win. Go ahead. That's how you do it. My fault. Tiger. The dog's name was Tiger. Huh? What was the name of the mom and the dad?
Oh, if we only had more gift cards.
I don't have no more gift cards. I'm just asking a
If we
question.
only had more
Like,
gift cards.
You're not going to win nothing right here.
We have one more video to show you. Please stay tuned. And when you hear the information, clap it up for our presenters. Come on, we got some more information for you.
According to a recent Accenture report, a skills gap exists as there's a disparity between supply and demand of skilled job seekers. BSCO facilitates and implements trainings and programs that reskill and upskill participants for potential job shifts in employment and connects them to sectors in high demand that will provide livable wages. In order to maintain a reasonable standard of living and be able to save money, our department works diligently to connect Greater Bronzeville job seekers to stable, well-paying employment. The United Way of Metropolitan Chicago selected BSCO as the lead agency for the Greater Bronzeville Neighborhood Network. Here's our goal: 5,000 residents ages 16 to 55 with jobs that contribute to household sustainability by 2027. Even in a pandemic, our network has placed 4,193 residents in household sustaining jobs. At this pace, we will nearly double our goal by 2027. Since 2019, we have provided financial literacy coaching, training, or a combination of both of the two for over 950 participants. In the first 4 months, participants saw an increase in their credit score of nearly 69 points, a decrease in their debt of $1,000, and an increase in their savings of $100. Our client base expressed a desire for tools to create a job, especially those who have been previously affected by the criminal justice system. BSCO curated a 12-week entrepreneurship training program, and in our inaugural cohort, produced 20 graduates with a viable business plan, and 70% of our participants established an LLC, One of our participants had a functional website with over $5,000 in revenue, and each participant received financial literacy guidance in areas like personal credit, business credit, and retail banking services for businesses. We're extremely proud of these future Black business owners. Chicago Public Schools tapped us to lead the Safe Passage program, covering 8 Bronzeville schools, ensuring 3,000 students can travel to and from school safely. And as a result of the success, City Hall gave us an opportunity to recruit, train, and deploy business corridor ambassadors, creating a visible and welcoming presence in our neighborhood commercial centers and business corridors for residents and visitors. We believe that creating a strategy to address workforce development is an important component of our work under the T&T CNC model. Businesses have the demand, our community has the supply, and BSCO is here to move our residents from community to opportunity.
Put up one more time for BSCO and Power. Did you enjoy your afternoon? We enjoyed having you here with us. And right now, because you're in the building, you are eligible to win $50 gift card if we draw your number. But guess what? Everybody online, we about to say bye-bye to you. We are done filming for today. Can you clap it up for all of our online guests? We'll see you next week. Please like and share. Go to our webpage, brightstarcommunityoutreach.com.